Hey there. If you're new to the show, welcome. If you've been down from the beginning, all I can say is thanks. Time to push the button.
And now the real question. Izuku, tell us, can you kill Tomura Shigaraki?
On the next all-new episode of My Hero Academia.
I'm gauging your resolve. Some people are simply beyond redemption. And I believe Tomura is one of them. In the end, will you have the resolve necessary to kill him?
My Hero Academia. Next Saturday at midnight. Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
The following program may contain coarse language, suggestive dialogue, and discussion of violent imagery and sexual situations. It is intended for mature listeners who can tell the difference between facts and opinions.
It's Toriko's One Night Stand on this episode of the Toonami Faithful Podcast. I am your host, Sketch, and with me I have...
editorial writer, VLord GTZ.
And...
another editorial writer, LaserKid.
well, as implied by my cheeky introduction, we are talking about the One Piece X Toriko X Dragon Ball crossover spectacular. And, yeah, that is a thing that happened, which is entirely unexpected at this point that would ever happen.
But it was
Who
nice
would
to
have
see.
guessed?
I mean, after all, it is history's strongest collaboration.
Yeah, that's a lofty title.
Yeah, it's not accurate, but it was fun, but not accurate.
History's strongest collaboration versus Glutton of the Sea. Oh, and Toriko's there too.
Now we're talking.
All right, we're going to take the piss out of Toriko a lot. But, you know, in the context of this special, Toriko was actually kind of a cool guy. He's like, hey,
Toriko's all right.
Luffy, Goku, we should give thanks before we devour this feast.
I enjoyed him and Mr. Satan just trying to steal his lines. That was.
Yeah. Komatsu's like, yeah, it's pretty much what Toriko just said. Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Well, I'm gonna say it anyway.
Yeah. The special spice. The special sauce.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting here just laughing every time we have Toriko talking and then Brooke talking.
Oh,
Yeah.
so perfect.
Didn't happen nearly enough.
No, it did not. But it happened.
Yeah.
But it did happen.
One moment that I absolutely adored was Brooke cracking one of his skull jokes, and Trunks is just like looking at him like, that's a talking skeleton with an afro. My life is so weird.
Trunks and Goten are just so nonplussed by everything going on. They're just like, yeah, no, this is a Tuesday.
This is a Tuesday. Speaking of things that are a Tuesday, several voice actors played multiple roles in this, but for Chris Sabat, that's just a Tuesday. But actually, Chris Sabat didn't talk very much at all in this special. Most of his lines were Piccolo's. Zoro and Vegeta got some grunts.
Well, Zoro and Vegeta were off doing whatever it is that they do, so that kind of freed him up, and Piccolo was there, but not much.
Yeah, and they were having fun with like the best Toriko character, Zebra, and that's like his only ever dub voice line ever, because they stopped like 6 episodes before they got to Zebra in the anime.
So they probably just like threw a dart at the board and said, "Let's get Alejandro in for this one."
Yeah. Which was like, man, I forgot Zebra doesn't do anything in this because like all his scenes were in like the first special.
Yeah, that is true of Zoro and Vegeta too, because they immediately start fighting. Apparently, is what happens in the first special. Yeah, don't you love how the opening of this is like the One Piece narrator recapping the events of the episode that we didn't see?
And probably never will. Then again, if you'd asked me literally a week before it was announced if we'd ever see this, I would have said no way either. So who knows?
Yeah, it's a thing. I do appreciate the recap in this case, though, because it kind of clues us into what happened. So there was a race. It ended with a tie between Luffy, Toriko, and Goku. And then to break the tie, they decided to have a fighting battle in an arena. And Mr. Satan decided to pop in. And somehow Mr. Satan wins.
He won like Luigi by doing nothing.
Yeah, by doing nothing. While the others fought and Goku was clearly underpowered. But we won't let logic dictate this at all now, will we?
Hey man, I read Cross Epic. Crossovers with Dragon Ball never make sense.
True that. But Mr. Satan makes the wise decision of sharing the food.
I would not want to get behind any of those three and their meat, so this is a wise choice indeed.
Yeah, for sure.
Not that Luffy, Goku, or Toriko would like kill a man over food necessarily.
Yeah, we could get tossed into a mountain again.
I feel like you would just be like severely injured by being near them while eating, though.
You'd just get stampeded over, let's be honest.
Yeah. Like, they wouldn't be trying to hurt you, but they would hurt you in the process.
Yes, yeah. I agree.
Besides, there's plenty to go around.
And also the best spice.
Yes. Yes. The best spice is the friends we made along the way in this one-time crossover special.
It's like the special kind of magic in the filler episode of One Piece. Friendship!
Yeah. It's always friendship. Always. But it turns out that there was a reason for gathering the world's strongest fighters. And that is to draw out this legendary glutton of the sea, the Akame, which saps energy and gets bigger and bigger every time that it does. So, of course, Gohan gets jobbed immediately, and I throw my hands up.
Poor Gohan. Well, at least he's got the fun stuff in that recent movie, but yeah.
Yeah, this is par for the course for Gohan,
yeah,
unfortunately.
I wish you weren't right, but you were absolutely right.
It's just dreadful. But we do get plenty of instances of characters from the various series interacting and fighting the creature as it gets continually more threatening, because they just can't coordinate for crap, and they keep losing. It's pretty sad, honestly. This is definitely not the first time, at least in Dragon Ball history, where they're dealing with a character that absorbs energy. But of course, nobody can do things sensibly for most of a half hour.
Well, if they did that, then there'd be no adventure.
I suppose so. We can't have logic dictate anything here.
You want to talk about being sensible? My favorite moment involves Frankie. For a moment, there's a brain cell, and he brings up the Iron Frankie. Haha! You can't stop my energy. You can't touch me. All right, I'm coming out to shoot you. Oh,
yeah, and even Gotenks acknowledges that was a bad idea. And Gotenks is the king of bad ideas.
Gotenks
Has
is a
Gotenks
master.
ever won a fight? Ever?
I don't think he has.
I don't
That's
think
the
so.
I think that's the joke.
yeah, that is the joke.
I think you're right.
You know, the Boo Saga was so haphazard a lot of the time that you could kind of push these things under the rug. Like, Toriyama's like, all right, now we're going to make it seem like Goten and Trunks are going to save the day with their fusion form. But no.
The Boo arc is very much Toriyama just not caring anymore and just having as much fun as he can along the way. And logic, what's that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you had enough after the Cell arc got, like, edited to heck. Be like, hey, I've got these bad guys. It's an old man and a fat guy. You got an old man as a fat guy as your bad guys? Okay, I've got these kids that are robot kids. Yeah, they're the bad guys. You got kids as bad guys? I got Bugman.
Bugman bioweapon from
And then
the
Bugman
future.
changes up
Bugman
twice.
bioweapon from the future that's going to be so annoying to draw because they put a bunch of spots on him.
Yeah. So I think after that, the Boo arc was just pretty much Toriyama going, yeah, I do what I want.
I do what I want. Totally Not Mark put out an interesting video that contemplates how that world tournament may have actually played out if it wasn't stopped abruptly by Babidi. Fun video.
Ooh, that I want to see.
Yes, I'm plugging Totally Not Mark again. He makes good content. Anyway, this special has plenty of amusing moments. Plenty of opportunity to show the characters pulling off their signature techniques, you know, that sort of thing. And just a bunch of nonsense all around. And yeah, eventually it comes down to Luffy, Goku, and Toriko are pretty much the only fighters that are still in it because everybody else has their energy sapped, and they first try to beat it with a spirit bomb. Well, in the grand history of spirit bombs, how often do those things work?
Once.
Literally
once.
Okay, like, let's say 1.5, because it almost killed Frieza.
It made Frieza go, ow, you hit me, but I don't think it really took him out that bad.
You're right. It only worked at the end of the Boo Saga because it got everybody's power from all over the world, where everybody's shouting, Satan, Satan.
Well, it also
The
worked
power
because it
of
was
Satan.
against a creature that was literally pure evil when, you know, the way that thing works.
Ah, right. Yeah, it's going to be most effective against something that's pure evil.
And
then it gets reincarnated as not a pure evil being.
Yeah, Goku asked for that, and he got his wish.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, Goku just wants somebody to fight strong.
Pretty much.
I said that wrong, but did I?
No. That's totally the way Goku would say
Just
it.
want somebody strong to fight. And he'll train him himself and ignore his family for several years.
Father of the Year.
I'm really, really hoping that the closer we get to that time period with Super, I'm really hoping they do something with that to mitigate that, because that ending is just no.
I mean, you know, I didn't hate it.
I don't
I
hate
still don't hate
but
it.
I don't love it.
I'm fine with it.
It's definitely not helping Goku win any Father of the Year awards.
Yeah, but he was always a bad father. It's all the brain damage, guys.
Oh my god. I wouldn't say he's a bad father. He's not the best father, but
Yeah.
He's very oblivious to his responsibilities.
Well, yes. Yes, he
Speaking
is.
of things that weren't the best, the animation in this special.
Oof.
Oof, yeah. I remember this not looking good, but it looks really bad.
It was definitely budget day at the animation.
There
studio.
are some rough drawings. Why wouldn't you put the budget into this crossover?
You should, but they didn't.
Now, to be fair, when Luffy, Goku, and Toriko pull out their like special attacks, that looked pretty good. But the majority of it, oh boy. and Did they think we weren't going to notice that they end this thing on several panning screenshots with voiceover?
Yeah.
I mean, they're nice screenshots, but come on. Oh man. Toei being Toei. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
that's Toei for you.
But they managed to sneak in Roshi touching a butt despite that. Or at least the implication thereof.
I not the biggest fan of that, but you know what? It's accurate to who he is.
And the rump roast is nice too. Gosh. Roshi.
God. Roshi is like the boomer of the Dragon Ball universe. You just kind of go, okay, all right, okay. Like, you could argue with him, but you're wasting both your and his time doing it.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah. So, they do manage to succeed by pulling off a triple tech. Yeah, I made that reference. I wouldn't be the only one.
I approve. I absolutely approve.
Same here.
And that is, well, it's actually more like 4 attacks, but who's counting? So they do the Spirit Bomb with everybody's energy, because initially the Spirit Bomb's not working. And then, as the Spirit Bomb is being chucked at the thing, Luffy attacks, Toriko attacks, and then Goku goes Super Saiyan and busts out a Kamehameha. So, yeah. It's technically 4 attacks, but whatever. And that does it. It gives it too much energy to consume at once, and it dies. And it turns out it is also delicious.
Especially with the special spice.
And the special sauce that Sanji made out of the bones, which Nami's very upset about because the bones were apparently like diamonds. How do you make sauce out of diamonds, Sanji? I guess you're just that good.
I mean, it
He's
is
got that
Sanji.
skill.
Yeah, right? So Zoro's not around to butt heads with Sanji, so instead he butts heads with Sunny. Who just kind of feels like Zoro substituted this. It's like, hey, don't tell me what to do. Like, oh, we really can't come up with anything more creative to do with Sanji, can we? Well, at least they did something with Sanji. Unlike Robin. Robin literally like, oh, I see what's going on here, and then
that's it.
Just
Yeah.
that's it. That's all. She finds out what's up and does not participate in the fighting. Even though she could definitely take care of plenty of business on her own. Like, I could kind of understand why you wouldn't get Nami involved. She doesn't bite when she doesn't have to, but come on. We didn't even get any cool plant stuff from Usopp because he's knocked out before the fight even begins. Bummer.
I did like the pairing of Usopp.
Wait, what the heck was Krillin doing this whole time? He wasn't knocked out. Well, his kid was there. I suppose it's important to keep the kid safe. But Android 18 is also there, so the kid would be fine. Why isn't Android 18 helping?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of weird that a lot of the supporting cast for, like, all of the series aren't helping out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, hi, I exist. Bye!
I'm just here to eat.
Yeah, like, all the Toriko characters were just chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually okay. I'm actually okay with that.
I mean, Manson could probably have helped.
Yeah.
But no, he's just watching.
Yeah. I mean, Sunny got involved, so, you know.
Yeah. And the other guy, Coco, who has poison powers, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Eat. It was fun. I do wish that we had gotten the first part, but that would be a complicated thing to do, because it doesn't look like Funimation even has Toriko anymore. It's pretty much fallen to Toei's lap, and you cannot watch the dub anywhere legally online. So your only choice is aftermarket. Maybe it's still in stock at some retailer. And yo ho ho.
As someone who owns like half of what was dubbed, just don't. And
Yeah.
don't even pirate it, not for even ethical reasons, although there is that, but seriously, you're wasting your time.
Yeah, if you really want to experience Toriko, just go read the manga.
Yep.
That's the only good version of Toriko.
That's all available on the Shonen Jump app, yeah?
There you go.
Yep, it is.
That's how you do it. And that way you're getting a lot of other good things too.
Yeah.
I mean, the manga's basically like Baki with food, which is pretty good. Unfortunately,
Nice.
anime doesn't have that because we can't have anime Baki from Toei.
No, not from Toei. Yeah. It's it seems like they toned down a lot of what makes Toriko, which is
Yeah.
a questionable choice.
When the whole point is to market him to new audiences, yeah.
And they really wanted Toriko to be a thing.
Well,
I'm
if you
thinking
want to
of-
buy Toriko, Amazon's got you covered about $10 a set. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, yeah. People really don't want Toriko.
Oh man. Like, even some fairly undesirable anime are still more expensive than that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It does
well,
have-
if I ever want
It
to...
has a really good opening theme.
It does. I will say that the opening to Toriko is fire.
Yeah.
Which I'm guessing would have played at the start of this special, but we didn't get the first half. I was looking at the credits. At least some other song was played probably in the first half, and I'm guessing it was a Toriko opening because, of course, the ending song was One Piece. We Go. Kind of interesting that they would go with We Go, since this would have been in the middle of Punk Hazard when they've already switched to Hands Up. But I suppose We Go's
I'd say
kind of
$10 a
more
piece.
like...
Set 3 is $100 because, of course, it is. Don't pay that. Just don't.
Yeah, no.
Don't do it. Not worth it. Don't. I mean, I don't have that set of episodes, but I didn't even make it that far.
Yeah, just don't bother. Go watch Trigun Stampede or Buddy Daddies. or
Buddy
something.
Daddies, the correct choice.
Buddy
for the
Daddies is
right
so
generation.
good.
Oh, it is. It's amazing.
So to finish my thought, I suppose We Go works better as like an overarching One Piece song. So there's that.
They use it for the, next episode preview jingle for a while.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they did.
True. Didn't they use that for a long time for the next episode preview?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did that not change until Wano? I feel like
I was gonna say, I think for where I am, I think they're still using it. So yeah, that would not surprise me.
maybe they didn't change it to Wano.
I will have to start watching more seriously again and let you know.
Well, all right. So yeah, it was neat that this got dubbed, and particularly that it aired on Toonami. That was cool.
Certainly not expecting it. It was fun.
I have to yield that my previous theory that this was like in the Punk Hazard tapes is probably not true, because the ending scroll ended with a Crunchyroll logo, which tends to imply that it was a more recent thing that they grabbed. And I was at Emerald City Comic-Con this past weekend and talking to Eric Vale. He didn't give me like a specific window, but I asked him if this was more recently dubbed, and he said it was more recent. Whatever that means.
Yeah.
Could have been in the past year. Could have been 2 years ago. Who knows what recent means in this case? But maybe not back when Punk Hazard was being dubbed is the gist of it. Which interesting. Very interesting.
That does make me feel like this was dubbed for this airing.
I feel, yeah, especially since like it wasn't on the like the initial home video releases in Japan. So I guess like it was a broadcast only thing for a very long time.
Yeah. Didn't stream anywhere, wasn't put on home video in Japan. So yeah. Maybe Toonami helped make this happen. Huh? As Jason DeMarco said in his tweet, we still got some moves.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go license like 100 episodes of Toriko so we can get the other part.
Oh my god.
No, let's not do that.
Let's not do that and say we did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, now it's even more pointless, though. There are plenty of people that would have liked to see the first part, as as obvious when responding to our social media. Like, well, where's the first part? I'm like, sorry.
I mean, I'd like to see that. I get that. I'd like to see that too. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I especially feel cheated out of any real quality time between Zoro and Vegeta. I was really looking forward to that.
As was I.
Oh, well. Is what it is. And it would seem, dear viewers, that this is the last we'll be seeing of Toriko on Toonami. At least for the foreseeable future.
Probably forever.
And it's probably better that way.
Yeah, probably.
But, dear viewers, if you were hungry for more cuisine-focused anime action, guess what's back, bitches? The Food Wars continue.
Food Wars, episode 5. The Food Strikes Back.
Holy gasp.
Yes, Food Wars The Fifth Blade is coming to Toonami on March 18th. It will be taking up the 1 a.m. slot, so One Piece is back down to 1 episode. Curiously, My Hero Academia is still double billed.
A very strange choice.
Yes, and if preliminary schedules are anything to go by, it stays that way for March 25th as well. Huh. Well, I would maybe question this more if not for the fact that even with how quickly they've been going through episodes, there's still going to be, at the end of March 5th, they'd still be 5 episodes behind the simuldub.
That's probably why they're doing it.
Which is plenty.
That's plenty behind.
And I do believe, well, it's at least my theory, and probably many people's theory, that they're just going to take it off 1 week for that Attack on Titan extended episode. So they'll probably get back to being 6 episodes behind almost immediately. Which should be fine. Yet, I do have to wonder, why? Why are they doubling up their most prolific show? It's a curious choice, to be sure. Because if they're just trying to keep a time slot warm, they could have kept double One Piece or doubled up Shippuden filler. But here we are, double My Hero. I mean, I'm not mad or anything. I'm enjoying this season, so I don't mind them catching up to Funimation's Crunchyroll's release. But I say that because I watch it on Funimation. Or at least I did. Now I'm just watching it on Toonami. I don't know. I kind of feel like there's no real grand plan here. They're just thinking, we got to fill a time slot and we want to fill it with the best content we can. So extra My Hero because we can.
We do what we
I don't
must
know.
because we can.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be doing that for 4 weeks straight, which is surprising. But again, they were far enough behind Funimation Crunchyroll's release because of probably a bunch of bullshit back in November when they should have started it, but had to wait till December for whatever reason. It's just nice that they're able to regain that ground. And yeah, but it is kind of a bummer that they're blowing through this good material. Depending on how you look at it. But yeah, after a couple of months of stalling with various special programming, we have a new-ish show, a returning show. Food Wars: The Fifth Plate. And I gotta be honest, I didn't think they were gonna get it. I thought that this was gonna be off limits because of Crunchyroll nonsense, and I am, on one hand, glad to be wrong about that, but on the other, oh boy, Food Wars: Fifth Plate.
Yeah, it's very mediocre, and that's a nice way of putting it. Some people hate this.
Experience the mid.
The mid is coming to your plate.
Yeah. If you thought Food Wars was ridiculous about food jutsu before, oh boy. Get ready.
I confess, I have never made it this far, so yeah, this will be interesting.
That's a good thing, Laser.
I've only heard things.
I'm legit still on season 2. I'm a bad Toonami viewer.
Yes. You didn't get to the best arc then.
Well, I own seasons 1 and 2.
Nobody's streaming the dub of season 3,
and that is why I'm still on 2 because I can't find 3 anywhere.
Uh-oh.
I own 1 and 2. I may have to just buy 3 and just swallow the plate and take it.
Well, season 3 is worth seeing. So
yeah, I was watching the show with a friend, and I owned it. And when it started on Toonami, we were ahead. We got behind, and I just wanted to watch it with that friend, and then I got very behind.
Yeah. I do like some of the concepts that I heard are explored in this season. Like it's neat to see Soma being the senpai and being in the elite, being the head of the elite. And well, it doesn't seem like the best idea on paper to let a teenage girl run a school, but we'll see how it goes. She's not just any teenage girl. She's Erina, the God Tongue.
The God Tongue can run whatever school she wants.
I mean, I feel like those parts of the plot are, like, fine for me. But, like, the thing with the Fifth Plate that I think really makes it not work is that there's so many different ideas that are jumped around. And everything is resolved very quickly. To the point that it kind of just feels very disorganized.
Very disorganized and rushed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how about the ridiculousness of, like, underground food organizations?
Oh, so it is Toriko.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny, but it's also very dumb. Extremely dumb.
And who's this mysterious new teacher? Who could he be related to in our main cast? The answer may surprise you.
Oh God, that got so convoluted.
It's a complicated answer. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna watch it.
I'm just happy that there's something, and Food Wars it's good. Even mid Food Wars is better than other choices that you could make.
Oh yeah, like Toriko.
I mean,
how did you know what I was thinking?
I mean, I'll put it this way: the ending of Food Wars is better than the ending of Attack on Titan. So take that as you will.
Yeah.
I think I just threw up in my mouth a little.
Oh boy, Attack on Titan's last few. Oh god, kill me.
Oh, that final special is gonna make some people feel certain ways.
All I know is that I have officially gotten off the Attack on Titan train towards the end of the last season. I'm just like, I'm done.
Oh boy. I didn't hate it.
Hate would be too strong a word for how I feel about it, but no sir, I didn't like it.
Yeah, I finished that manga. I thought it was all right. But I guess I can understand other people's feelings towards it. And no, I don't think they're gonna make any drastic changes in that anime. I think they're just gonna do it. Though, if it's only one more special and it's the same length, then they're gonna have to cram 5 episodes into 60 minutes.
Why don't they just do another season then? Good God.
I mean, I guess those last 5 chapters are mostly giant art spreads. So, like,
yeah,
there's not a ton of dialogue.
I still think maybe they should give it another 20-ish minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it couldn't hurt, obviously, but
yeah,
I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, they didn't need another 12 episodes. They needed 10 episodes at most.
Yeah, I mean, people still complain either way, so it's like whatever.
But I don't dislike the format of 2 long episodes to finish out the epic saga. I think that's a fine idea. But yeah, it's because otherwise you just have more episodes with annoying cliffhangers. Oh boy.
The final season.
Are we doing Gintama the very final?
The final season of finality. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, just let it end. We just want it to end. That's all we want.
It's the final season, part 12.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll probably get that first special in April, since it's evidently not airing in March. And who knows what their plan is going forward, if there's any particular reason why they're doubling up My Hero other than just because they can. But is a new license proof enough that Toonami's not dying? Eh?
Toonami is dead because I don't know how to handle things. Things are different, therefore bad.
Ain't that the truth? Yeah, it's probably no sign of anything really, but it shows that they're not just sitting on their butts, they're actually trying to make things happen. Honestly wish they had went with something else, but I know that there were a lot of people that really wanted them to finish Food Wars, and I respect that is what they wanted, whether or not they realize that they probably actually didn't.
Well, it's nice to see them finish something they've got. There are several other shows that could certainly use that.
Yeah, it's kind of wild to think that, like, in 2019, before they had ever played any of Food Wars, and they picked up Food Wars, we probably weren't thinking, oh yeah, they're going to finish Food Wars. They're going to play all of it.
It surprised me when they picked that up at all. Yeah. It was funny because, as mentioned, I picked up the first 2 seasons on Blu-ray like a week before they said they were going to air it. I'm like, oh, well, I'm already halfway through it, but cool. And now I'm behind them.
Yeah, it works out that way sometimes. Yeah. It does. So yeah, if Crunchyroll was involved in this happening, I that's good. It's nice to see them willing to work with Toonami on something. It gives me some hope for Dr. Stone and maybe Fire Force. It gives me some hope.
Yeah,
Does
we
it
were
get
told that
Trigon?
there was a... Oh, Trigon would be so cool.
Yeah, and as of an AMA that DeMargo did on Twitter, I want to say about a month ago at this point, they're still interested in Jujutsu Kaisen. So maybe that'll happen someday. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? I know people were making a big deal about Netflix getting more Demon Slayer, but from the look of it, they only got Mugen Train TV version and none of the Entertainment District as far as I could see. Maybe that'll come eventually, but oof. Kind of a big deal about nothing. But it does show that Crunchyroll is willing to share under the right circumstances.
Well, we did hear that they, when we got Hero, that the way they're doing things has changed a little bit. So hopefully we'll see more stuff.
Sharing
Hopefully.
is caring for the right price.
Right. And I don't know. I kind of like this period of Toonami where they can't get whatever they want from Crunchyroll. You could maybe see the opportunity for less likely suspects.
And that's always been my hope. Even well before we, quote unquote, lost access to Crunchyroll. It has frustrated me to no end that Toonami has been, hey, here's a show that you're already watching. Hey, here's a show that you're already watching. I've been watching Hero Academia for years before it showed up on Toonami. I was watching Black Clover for a good chunk before it got put on there. I watched Fire Force for a good chunk before it got put on there. And I could keep going.
Let's be fair with Black Clover and Fire Force. Those were almost immediate.
Those were pretty quick, but I was a couple of arcs in for Fire Force. Like or not Fire Force, Black Clover. Like it was a ways before they got it. I was like 7 or 8 episodes in.
Yeah, 7 or 8 episodes. That's not much.
That's 2 months ahead though.
Food Wars was not Food Wars. Fire Force was pretty much instantaneous.
Fire Force was pretty
like
quick. I
2-3
will grant
weeks.
you that. I will absolutely grant you that one was pretty quick. But the point is, it's like I didn't need Toonami to know about those shows. They were already in my face. I really like Toonami best when they're curating.
Mm.
And you know, there's gonna have to be some amount of big box thing that draws in the masses. I get it. But not everything needs to be that. The best thing Toonami has done, in my mind, in the last while, was picking up Gridman. I had already seen it, but I did make an effort to watch that again because Gridman is awesome and more people needed to see that.
I just wish they hadn't thrown it at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah. But hey, at least it got aired. And
True.
And it was well after the thing had come and gone, but, you know, it would act as a hidden gem. And if we do start seeing more from Crunchyroll, I'm with you. I wouldn't mind if what they got to get from Crunchyroll has to be like not the hottest, newest thing. I think that would actually be a boon to all parties involved, especially Toonami, because a lot of people, you know, aren't going to go tune into Toonami if they can just go and watch it online very quickly. Now, yes, there is a large group of people who don't have streaming stuff that, you know, Toonami is acting as their conduit. And I certainly wouldn't want to rob people of access to some really good shows. But having more diverse show choices is only a positive.
Agreed.
And that's my
if Crunchyroll's talking, Konosuba and
yes!
Blood Blockade Battlefront.
Both of those choices. Those are both fantastic choices.
But the thing is,
I want some case study of Vanitas. That's me.
Oh yeah, and apparently DeMarco considers Ranking of Kings the best show of 2022 anime, so
A good choice. A very good choice.
bring it.
Bring it. Yes. I
Bring
would
on
be
the
all for
Boji.
that. Boji is best boy.
He is. He is indeed. But the point is, I don't think they really needed Crunchyroll to, find shows per se. There were plenty of options in the Sentai catalog, and it's nice. It's nice to see DeMarco recently tweeting like, "Hey, what Sentai shows do you want? Hey, we did a whole podcast about that. We came up with like 50 suggestions, or not just us.
No.
Us and our listeners came up with 50 show suggestions from Sentai. Almost all of them action.
Yeah. And then there was me and your boy Kong Ming.
Yeah.
Well, and then there's what I'm actually known for wanting, but I will spare that repeat.
It's Uchi and Tora. We all know it's Uchi and Tora.
You all know it's Uchi and Tora.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Like even if they only want basic shonen action, where's Ushio and Tora?
It's 39 episodes of that.
Give us
right
Uchi and
there.
Tora, you cowards! And the best part is, even though I own it, I never got around to finishing it. I would watch it on Toonami just to watch it.
Laser, you
There
gotta
you go.
finish it.
I do need
You
to
gotta.
finish it. I really like it. It's just I keep forgetting I have it, if I'm being completely honest, but it is really good.
That's fair. I haven't even opened my super special box set.
Ooh.
Because I can just watch it on high dive whenever I want.
Ooh, very nice.
I opened the super special box set to see what was inside, but I haven't actually played the Blu-rays.
Yeah, I got that thing on deep discount.
I think the only thing that I've recently purchased that I immediately sat down and watched was Case Study of Vanitas, even though I'd already seen it, because I just really like it.
That would be a neat show to throw on Toonami.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Best vampire anime of the last while.
You're kind of contradicting yourself.
Oh?
In that I've already seen this show. Don't play it on Toonami.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Well, this is
We're all like that. We're all like that.
The difference here is it's not current season, so I'm not currently watching it, and I can watch it again.
Oh, yeah, well.
I mean, it ended. It kind of ran around Ranking Kings around that same time. It started 2021, ended 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like the hot new thing anymore. But yes, I do catch your point, and it's something that I've actually done before, where it's just like, I want the real problem is I can't really make recommendations, because the recommendations are going to all be things I've seen. What do I really want?
Right?
Hit me with something I have no idea about that I'm going to be excited about, and that's really hard to tell them, oh yeah, get this thing, because I don't know what that is.
Yeah. And sometimes it's great. And other times it's Dimension W.
I like Dimension W, thank you very much.
It had a good opening.
It had a good opening.
No, it has a banger opening.
I really enjoyed that show. I even bought it, so there.
Oh, good. Glad you enjoyed it. I just really feel like they're really rushed material in there.
It does have a fast pace. I will definitely grant you that. But I enjoyed the story nonetheless, and I love the characters.
Yeah. There's been more than a few shows that I thought, oh, I really want this on Toonami. And then it aired, and I was like, oh, that was a mistake.
Mood. That is a mood.
And I feel like Dimension W was one of those. Because I looked at it, I was like, oh, this looks like Toonami. And boy, howdy, it did.
I mean, I watched the whole thing on Toonami, and I loved it. But I guess I'm in the minority.
There are other people that enjoyed it for various reasons.
Oh my.
Oh my.
That is not.
And other
why
people
I
who
enjoyed
thought it was genuinely an interesting story, but
that's me.
Yeah. 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 Well. Yeah. I got I would definitely like to be surprised. It admittedly is surprising that they're getting Food Wars 5th plate.
Yes,
But not
that's
the kind of surprise I'm talking about.
The surprise we're kind of talking about is I had no idea this existed.
Yes.
And that's getting harder. And to be fair, we've got our heads plugged into anime pretty hardcore. It's going to be hard to surprise people like us.
Yeah, I feel like the only way that works is if it's an original show. And obviously they're making quite a few.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, those take time, though.
Please let Ninja Kamui be good.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I have
Complex
confidence
C
for
definitely
Uzumaki,
blew me away,
but
so there's that.
Boy.
Yeah. I think that's a big problem now, too. It's like so many of these shows, like you have Sony and a lot of other companies, like deep into the production committees now. And at that point, like, I feel most of those titles are never going to come to Toonami in most cases.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, Toonami's got to get on production committees.
Yeah, it's a tricky business, as I've learned now that I work in entertainment.
Speaking of you working in entertainment, how dare you, specifically you, steal the new Batman show from Toonami?
Legally, I could not comment on that.
You knew what you did.
You know what you've done.
Yeah, that Batman the Cape Crusader is going to Amazon. I don't think anybody should be surprised by that. It was getting shopped around, and as soon as they said it was getting shopped around, I was like, oh yeah, this is going to Amazon. But apparently other streamers did put their, interest in, and understandable, it is a new Batman show from Bruce Timm and Matt Reeves and J.J. Abrams. You pretty much couldn't ask for more notoriety for a Batman show. So, yeah. I hope it turns out well. And I wonder who's going to voice Batman. Hopefully somebody who really suits the role. And could be a fresh start for DC Animation. Who knows? Meanwhile, Warner Brothers Discovery has apparently gotten rid of a already finished Scooby-Doo Superman crossover thing featuring Crypto.
Of course.
Nice.
Of freaking course.
It's disturbing to find out that Warner Brothers Discovery has canceled projects that nobody knew about.
We are in the worst timeline.
There's really got to be some changes to the contracts for developing projects for these big companies that are all too willy-nilly to just pull their money out at some point. But of course, it's never going to be that easy. It's all for profit. And streaming companies are suddenly realizing, oh, we can't just keep spending money. We actually have to make some. And we're not making it by streaming.
Make money?
I know, right?
How do you do something like that?
I don't know. Even Disney seems to be having trouble with that.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of companies go into this mindset of every show has to be this big tentpole show, when that's really not what you should be doing, and then you end up wasting a lot of money trying to make these shows that are not going to be as big as you had hoped.
Yeah. Nothing's given room to breathe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Netflix might throw a whole bunch of money at the first season of something and then cancel it and never make more. It's a problem. Definitely a problem. But the bigger problem, perhaps, is that these shows get pulled off of streaming and then they just don't exist legally anywhere. Because the age of physical media has been dying for some time now. Some companies are nice enough to at least, make a digital download to own release of these things, but not all. Which is, yeah. Well, these companies really have no argument to stand on if they're mad that people pirate these things.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. You wanted me to buy this? Should have made it a way for me to buy it. I would have, but it's not an option now. And I'm speaking as somebody who, frantically bought a bunch of Cartoon Network studio shows on iTunes because it seemed like the only way I was going to be able to have them. So I put my money where my mouth is. But if you don't give me somewhere to put my money, you just get my mouth.
Yeah. I mean, it's sad for me to think, amazing shows like Close Enough I'll never be able to, own.
Yeah.
Because it's man, I would love to have, a Blu-ray of that.
Exactly. Or at least a DVD. But no. Can't even have that. That one thankfully was available digitally, but I mean, as soon as people realized it was leaving, it was pretty much gone. Because that's the other thing. They give you no notice. No notice at all on these things. Just one day they decide, oh, this is going. Oh, you didn't know about that? Too bad. It creates such a foreboding sense of FOMO. It's just so that is to say, if there is an animated project that you're really excited about, watch it immediately, because you may never ever get the chance otherwise. At least not legally. And if you're not supporting things legally, well, I mean, you're not really helping it succeed, are you?
Yeah. And I'll put it this way, too. It's those first few months for most animated shows, and shows in general, are critical. Especially in streaming. If you want a show to succeed, actually watch it. I know a lot of people are oh, I want to wait till it ends to binge it, or kind of do it future when there's more seasons. But if you don't watch it right away, there's a possibility that there might not be more seasons.
Yeah.
Bingo. If you want to binge a season, you can wait till all the episodes of a season are out, but don't wait a year. As soon as all those episodes are out, you better watch it.
I actually find it's a lot of fun to watch week to week. It kind of just makes it more fun for me, but, teacher.
I'm of the opinion that is the best way to watch things.
Agreed.
But, everybody has different feelings on that, I suppose. It's just my preference, the preference of many people. But at the same time, I understand that doesn't necessarily work into everybody's schedules. So just watch them in a timely manner if you want to actually see them. And especially if you want them to get more seasons. Because can't rely on toy sales anymore. It's quite the situation. But yeah, and we went all kinds of places with this conversation.
We absolutely did.
But to sum it up, Toriko sucks.
That's
I mean, you're not wrong.
Right. Look, Toriko's definitely not the worst Shonen Jump anime ever, but it's mid.
I feel like the worst one is probably the Hoshin Engi remake.
I actually
where they tried to
watch
adapt
that.
like over a volume per episode.
VLord, do you remember when I tried to watch that first episode and I came to you going, what happened? I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, that's bad. Luckily now the manga's in the vault, so you can heal yourself.
By reading it. Heal yourself by reading.
Yeah, I probably should do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a better time with certain other shows doing that, so, you know.
Yeah, because it's a genuinely good series. That anime is just terrible.
Yeah.
I really don't know what they were thinking. It's just a really bad idea.
Those Fear and Loathing openings, though, are very good.
Well,
Even though they don't fit the show at all.
At least there's that. I do enjoy me some Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Boy. Yeah. But I think of this One Piece and Dragon Ball crossover with Toriko, and I think if the Simpsons Family Guy crossover when they show Cleveland's plane sputtering down, like, we got to carry that guy, otherwise we let him fly and see what happened. Only that's not fair to Bob's Burgers at this point. That's not fair at all. Bob's Burgers is killing it.
Heck yeah.
Bob's Burgers is so good.
But it was totally fair to rip on Cleveland. The Cleveland show, much like Toriko, is a thing that probably didn't need to be pushed as hard as it was.
Yeah, I mean, Cleveland even eventually got merged back into Family Guy, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah. And they killed off his original wife.
That's messed up.
Yeah, she died from the same bathtub gag that Cleveland always did.
Gosh, the bathtub gag. I gotta stop taking baths during Peter's shenanigans.
Yeah, I guess all the extra blubber, like, broke Cleveland's fall? I don't know.
I do not know. But
the man's just made different.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Toriko's plane went. And then he returned to his planet. Don't ask about it. The Poochie comparisons are also apt.
My planet needs me.
But no shade to any of the voice actors. They all did a great job. Especially Ian Sinclair. You can tell he enjoys voicing Toriko. Man, when he tweeted Toriko on Toonami like he always should have been, I was like, oh, I don't know about that one, fam. Bless your heart, Ian. Bless your heart. Yeah. But we are saved from Toriko.
Yes.
That's all that matters. Man, this podcast. We just need to end.
It's time to stop!
Where are your parents?
Yeah. All right. You can email us at podcast@ToonamiFaithful.com. You can follow us on Facebook.com/ToonamiFaithful Podcast and on Twitter @Toonami Podcast. You can listen to the podcast on just about everything, including Apple Podcasts, Castbox, Deezer, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Overcast, Podbay, Podbean, Podcast Addict, Radio.com, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, and more. And you can find every episode of the podcast to stream online at soundcloud.com/Toonami Faithful Podcast. And you can get the latest news by following at Toonami News on Twitter and read the news, views, and reviews on ToonamiFaithful.com. So, Laser, tell the listeners where they can find you.
Well, you can find me on Twitter at LaserKid Prime. You can find me on several of VLord's podcasts, as we like to joke, the VLord podcast universe, including the Demon Slayer podcast and the Dumb Weeds podcast. And you can find my writing right here on Toonami Faithful.
And VLord, tell us about the VLord podcasting universe.
Yes. So to start out, you can find me on Twitter at VLordGDZ, which has basically devolved into me talking about manga and going to movie screenings. So if you're interested in that, check out my Twitter. I saw Del Toro at a movie screening like last night. It was pretty cool. He was just chilling at the back of the theater. But you can also find my writing over on mangamavericks.com as well as ToonamiFaithful.com. So check out that. And then the podcast universe, as we call it, the head honcho, like Laser mentioned, is the Demon Slayer podcast at D Slayer Podcast. Our most recent episode was talking about the Demon Slayer tour that happened in Los Angeles, where they showed the first episode of Swordsmith Village early, and that was really fun. So give that a listen. And then there's also the Dumb Weebs podcast at Dumb Weebs Pod, Oversoul Shaman King podcast at Shaman King Pod, and Saturday Night Shaggy at Sat Night Shaggy. So yeah, check out all that.
And you can find me on Twitter at Sketch1984. And I recently went to the theater to see the new Demon Slayer arc preview. And I realized that I was not going to see much of the new season, unlike some people.
Yeah, it's not even a movie.
It is literally the last 2 episodes of the Entertainment District arc with no changes.
They keep the credits. So you have to sit through like 2 sets of credits.
They actually wow.
Yeah. You get to sit through that long credits roll at the end of episode 10.
Oh my god.
After
it's cool to
after
look
the
at,
bomb
but
goes off. Yeah.
It's like cool to look at, but like, why is the entire thing there? Then you're re-showing the scenes that we just saw for the preview. It's like just splice it, like edit it a little bit.
Yeah, there were no edits. Though it was pretty cool to see the opening sequence on the big screen. And it was also very cool to see that final fight on the big screen.
Yeah.
Had I known going in that it was going to be the full last 2 episodes, then I would have stopped before the last 2 episodes. But I caught up. I caught up in a week and went to see it. And I like what I'm seeing of the new arc. That's interesting stuff. But yeah, I probably wouldn't have gone if not for the fact that A-List let me see it as one of my movies. So, and now I got to see like 4 movies a month because I have both AMC A-List and Regal Unlimited because I'm a chump.
Dang, you went for both?
Well, you see, last month, A-List would have let me see Sword Art and Kaguya-sama, and I didn't have A-List. And then one of my coworkers wanted to go see a movie at an AMC. I was like, okay, the ticket to go see this screening of a movie at AMC is $21.99. A-List is $22.99. I'm just going to get A-List and deal with it for 3 months.
Yeah, at that point it makes sense.
It just made sense.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think between the 2 of them, I'll probably never have to pay to see an anime movie unless it's a Fathom event, because those always cost money.
Yeah. I mean, on the bright side, there are quite a few movies coming out in March, I think. So
yeah, there's actually quite a few. I'm gonna go see Creed 3. I still need to watch the second one, but I'm gonna see through 3. My coworker wanted to see that too. So there's that. There's John Wick at the end of the month. There's Shazam. So I'm pretty good in March. Pretty good in April. I don't know. I might just see Mario Brothers more than once.
Yeah.
But I did use Demon Slayer to get. I really only have to use it twice to get my money's worth. So that's enough. But still, to have to see 4 movies is kind of obnoxious.
Just go see Creed 3 several times because it's not good of a movie. It's really good.
Times. Really? Oh.
Yeah.
I will take your word for it.
It's worth it for the Naruto / Ashita no Joe cross counter punch.
Yeah, I heard that there were several anime references in the cinematography.
Yeah, they even credit Lupin in the end credits.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Huh. Neat. Very neat. Yeah. Michael B. Jordan be showing his anime love on his sleeve, if that wasn't obvious enough already. I mean, he totally wasn't Killmonger building giant robots in Marvel What If. Flat out saying, I like anime. And, you know, the whole Genlock thing, you know.
And the Saiyan armor.
And the Saiyan armor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Saiyan armor. Oh yeah, good for him. But it was a good weekend to be a weeb between the Demon Slayer special event and Creed. Good weekend to be a weeb. Weebs win in the box office. Good stuff. But yeah, I'm looking forward to more Demon Slayer. Now I have to wait. Or I could just read the manga, and I might.
Now, I'll say this. Swordsmith Village was my favorite arc of the manga.
That's good. I'm pretty mixed on Entertainment District, to be honest. It kind of felt like almost the entire season was one long fight, and I wasn't that interested.
I like Entertainment District, but I get you.
Yeah, it is basically one big fight, but I like the big fight.
Fair enough. I just wish that they had spent more time on the mystery. They just
you're gonna like Swordsmith. You'll like Swordsmith better. If that
Yeah, I'd say so.
Good. I like that. I'm looking forward to it. And maybe I'll actually keep up with it. They probably won't. Even though they have the first episode dubbed, they probably won't release all the episodes same week, but who knows? Maybe they can pull it off.
Hero Academia was brand new. They did that.
Yeah, but that's in-house.
That's true.
And they don't even do that with My Hero anymore. They tend to be 2 weeks behind. So with Demon Slayer, 2 weeks behind would be unexpectedly soon. But maybe just because they know that the episode's dubbed and it's out there and people probably went to see it in theaters, they'll maybe put it up the same day, or maybe they'll just make them wait.
Let's make them
wait. Because you have to wait eventually.
I'm banking on like 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, probably.
That sounds about right.
I might be tempted to switch to the sub in that case, but I almost always watch it dubbed.
You could always read the manga like me and then just watch the dub. That's what I've done.
I might.
Manga's good, I will tell you that.
It's pretty quick read too. Like there's not much left.
I read the entire last half of Swordsmith and the entire rest of the manga in like a night.
Yeah, where does Swordsmith start? Like chapter 90?
Something like that. I literally wrote this down when I was recording. I forget where I put it.
Huh.
Yeah.
Because I know Entertainment District was like in the 70s, which obviously wasn't very long. So.
Yeah, I think it's around like 95.
Yeah. So yeah, that's really not that much. Maybe I should get on that. I should probably like read it from the beginning, actually. when it's only 200 chapters, that's far less of a commitment than some things. 200 chapters of Rent a Girlfriend or Demon Slayer.
Anything
the
is
true
better
life
than
decision.
Rent a Girlfriend. Rent a Girlfriend is just masochism.
It totally is. It totally is. Why did I start buying that on Bookwalker?
Oh no.
Also,
And now the
Chapter
next
98.
season's coming out, man. Which will be the only good season.
Can like Rent a Girlfriend and good be put in the same like sentence without
It's genuinely a nice storyline, which will unfortunately not amount to much in the long term. Or so I am told. Yeah. Boy. Lost my train of thought. My Mugen train of thought.
Nothing bad happened on that Mugen train of thought.
Exactly. Because Rent a Girlfriend
I
wasn't there.
haven't made that joke in a while.
When they're doing the recaps in the before they play the last two episodes, they just kind of a recap of the first season and Mugen Train and part of the entertainment district. So I was like, Mr. Red Goku, don't show it to me again. No,
They want you to relive the pain.
they really do. His dad's a jerk. But at least he gets less jerky eventually. Yeah. Demon Slayer, good. Probably never coming back to Toonami, so don't hold out. Just watch it. Don't be like me and wait a year after the Entertainment District arc came out.
Oh, hey, you got to binge it. I had it back in the previous conversation. Oh.
You know what? I'm kind of glad I did, because those cliffhangers would have ticked me off so many times.
I remember the cliffhangers from reading the manga, but by the time I got to the anime, I'm just like, oh, that's a terrible place to cut it. Oh, that's a terrible place to cut it.
The anime made all the cliffhangers worse.
It did.
Like,
it really did.
Of course they did.
the one where like Tanjiro's falling off the rooftop, like before the final 2 episodes, that's like the worst one.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was like not that wasn't even like, was that the last moment of a manga chapter? Because I feel like it wasn't.
I don't think it was.
Yeah, that's just cruel. Oh man, that's just cruel. Cliffhangers, man. Well, we, as always, will keep you updated on any upcoming changes to Toonami's schedule and what there is to discuss in the future. We have several shows that we've been meaning to discuss that we have not gotten around to. Actually, one of those conversations is already in the can, and I've just held off on it because there was more pertinent things to do, I guess. I mean, I like to manage to tell people about something that's coming to Toonami days before it happens, you know. Unlike Toonami sometimes. But we do what we can with our recording schedule. So, yes, we've already had a lengthy conversation about one of those shows. So I'll just go ahead and tell you it was Made in Abyss, and we will be releasing that at a different time. Maybe next week, maybe the week after. Who knows?
At the right time, at the proper juncture.
Yes. And we are planning on having a nice long conversation about the first half or so episodes of this season of My Hero Academia. We are coordinating schedules to make that happen. There are some guests that we're hoping to have on podcast soon. And we're trying to get that done in a timely fashion, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. At least not anytime soon. And also, we're slowly working through that Yashihime.
One day.
Someday.
Someday we'll talk about it. But we should probably have a conversation about the final season part 2 of Attack on Titan before, the final part 1 airs.
Oh, so you're trying to kill me. That's what's going on.
You don't have to be on it.
I'm kidding. Either way. I'm happy
Laser's
to be there.
Going to be tied down and forced to watch it.
You will. Well, I mean, I have like 3 episodes left. I made it most of the way.
Oh, well, good job.
Yeah.
You're almost there.
Almost there.
Final stretch.
At the time, I was just like, I don't like this.
Yeah. So if we haven't talked about something yet, it doesn't mean that we're not going to. We just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Soon, eventually, TM.
Soon.
Yeah. But we will do our best to keep you informed on upcoming things that Toonami is doing. And we'll get around to the backlog as time permits. So with that, I'd like to thank you for listening to this episode of the Toonami Faithful Podcast. And we just went all over the place. And I hope you enjoyed that. What can I say? Even though we didn't have that much to talk about, we still found a way to talk for a long time. But you like that, right? Right? I don't even know. This week has been exhausting. But we enjoy the wonderful things that Toonami brings us to talk about. And I get one more week of double One Piece. Yeah! And then it's gone again.
Maybe it'll return one day.
Oh, it probably will. Just maybe not for any extended period of time. But it's good that they could just kind of throw an extra episode on whenever they need to. At least it seems that way. Who knows what the contract actually entails? But yes, thank you for listening to this episode of the Toonami Faithful Podcast and all the other episodes that you've listened to. We hope you have enjoyed the conversations. And until next time, we're punching out.
It is a dark time for the faithful. All the Crunchyroll jail has been destroyed. Sony troops have driven the Absolution forces from their hidden base and pursued them across the galaxy. Evading the dreaded Toriko anime, a group of food fighters, led by Soma Yukihira, have established a new season on the anime block of Toonami. The VLord Aniplex, obsessed with finding the young Soma, has dispatched thousands of remote DMCAs into the far reaches of space.
うまいもんたち呼んでるぜ食えば食うほど溢れるパワー世界中から捕まえる夢は無敵のグルメさファイターさあ海の底へ氷河の果てへ飛んでジャンジャンジャン畑ノックノックノック感謝込めていただきます
Our new game room is finally online.
Whoa, look at this place.
Come on, admit it. It was worth the wait.
Hell yeah, and I got the perfect game to kick off the new digs. It's a cool roguelike called Cult of the Lamb. Playing as a possessed lamb, saved from annihilation by a sketchy shadow figure, you must repay your debt by building a cult in his name.
Sounds kind of weird, but it looks pretty cool.
It's part dungeon crawler and part world builder, so it's like 2 games in one. Between training your flock, gathering more followers, and crusading for spoils, there's lots of busy work.
Wait, are you picking up poop?
Yep, makes a great fertilizer.
It looks like some of your woodland followers aren't totally devoted.
Yeah, it happens while you're away defeating the 4 bishops and visiting far-off lands. Well, looks like it's time for another dark ritual.
Wait, you just killed that one?
What? It was a real pain in the ass.
And now you're locking up another one?
Yeah, just a dissenter. It takes constant attention and upgrading to keep them all in line.
This game is crazy.
Crazy fun. We give Cult of the Lamb an 8 out of 10.
All hail Toonami.
Initiate activation sequence. Downloading Tom Matrix. Tom 2 online. Tom, can you hear me? Tom, I can't open that door. I need you on the bridge.
Alright, this thing is officially making me crazy!
Whoa. What's going on?
You were destroyed.
What? I got destroyed.
Tom,
the intruder has completely taken over the starboard engine.
It's eating it as we speak. There's not much time.
Okay, so what do we do?
The starboard engine is totally inoperative. We have to cut that thing loose before it eats the whole ship.
You gotta be kidding me.
No, I'm not. We've run out of options.
But...
No, we've already lost a Tom and an engine. This is getting costly.
So what do I do?
You have to set charges on the starboard wing. One on the outside, one on the inside.
Why don't you set the one on the inside?
Because, Tom, I can't move.
Alright, let's get this show on the road. Where do I go?
Level AA-23.
That was easy enough.
3, 2, 1. The nearest station is 3 light years from here.
Great, right in our backyard.
There.
Punch it. Call him. Star Power, this is the Absolution.
Hello, Absolution.
We're on our way to you as we speak. I've lost an engine, so it may take a while. Can I get parts and service?
One moment, please.
Parts and service.
Yeah, hi, this is the Absolution, L-Class Deep Space Explorer. We've lost our starboard engine and we need a replacement. So we won't be there for about a month.
Okay, then you want design?
I'd like to get the same ones we had.
Well, the model you got's been recalled.
Why?
Well, they're unstable after about 2 years. You'll get fluctuation in intermittent power output.
Well, we never had any problem.
Listen, buddy, I got calls on hold. You want designs or what?
Okay, what else you got?
Take a look.
We'll call you back.
Sure thing.
Sarah, which one do you like?
I don't know. Either way, we've got to get two.
Yeah, they all look pretty good.
If only there was an easy way to pick.